I'm going to do an experiment today to see if I can use alcohol inks in a deeper pour and see what sort of effect we got. Now, I've got 3 skulls here that are all the same mould to hopefully make it an even experiment. And what I'm going to do is, in this one, I'm going to be using a normal 1-to-1. Now, it may cure up really quickly. It shouldn't flash cure, but we'll see. This one I'm going to use a deep pour resin, but put the alcohol ink into it straight away. And this one I'm going to use the same deep pour resin, but instead of putting the alcohol ink in straight away, I'm going to leave it probably about 6 or 7 hours to thicken up before I drop the alcohol ink. The reason I've chosen these molds is there's a nice area here to drop the alcohol ink. I'm going to be using alcohol inks, but I'm also going to be using the sinkers. And this time I'm going to, because this is a deep mold, I'm going to be using the bottom sinker rather than the middle sinker. It may not turn out at all. We will see. Well, I've marked these up now with a permanent marker. So I've got my 1-to-1, deep pour, and then deep pour when I've been leaving them for 8 hours. For the 1-to-1, I'm going to use the Crystal Clear by T Expert. I know this is a really good medium pour resin and it shouldn't flash cure. And I also use the T Expert deep pour as well, because I know that this can be poured up to 44 pounds or 20 kilograms and 5 inches or 13 centimeters in depth. I've used it before on a table. I don't know if you saw that video, and it just is beautiful. It's just a beautiful deep pour resin. I'm going to start with the 1-to-1 resin, and I'm going to pour it in here slowly, and then give it a bit of squidgy widgy to make sure I've got resin everywhere I want it. I'm going to let that sit now for a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to burn the bubbles off before I put the alcohol inks in. I've also got my deep pour mixed up here, and I'm going to fill these ones up as well. Trying not to make as much mess as I just made. Now I'm going to give my alcohol inks a bit of a shake because some of them have settled. And I've pushed the one that I'm going to leave for 8 hours before I do anything to it to one side, because if not, I'll get carried away and I'll fill it up with alcohol inks. And I'm using a mixture here of the metallics. So I've got the silver and the gold. I've got a peach red and a yellow. And of course, the bottom sinker. Now I'm going to try my best to do a similar pattern in all of them, but I can't see that happening very well. So it probably won't happen like that. So I'm just dropping little bits in. I'm going to be using more than I did on the previous project, because there's a lot more resin here as well. I love the patterns it makes as you're doing this. And I think that's going to be enough in the 1-to-1. And perhaps I'll put another little bit more yellow in it. I don't know whether I should be doing this. And I'm going to leave that for about 10 minutes. And then I am going to give it a bit of a twist. And now this is the deep pour one. So this is going to be really slow in curing. And it's going to, I'm sure, just spread out in this, because this will probably take 48 hours to cure. So there we go. That's all I'm going to do to those. That is quite a lot of alcohol ink I've put in there. I'm going to leave this one, like I said, for about 8 hours so that thickens up before I do it. I'm going to come back to both of these in about 10 minutes time and give them a push down and a bit of a swirl to see if that does anything. Well, these have had a good 10 minutes now, and what I'm going in with is this plastic stirrer. These come with my kit. I'm going to go fairly deep like that, and then off at an angle on the bottom and back round, and then only go half as deep with the rest. And then I'm going to go quite shallow, and then I'm going to leave that alone now. And I'm going to do the same for this deep pour. And now I'm going to wait 8 hours before I do anything with this one. Well, this one's been sitting here now for about 8 hours. So I'm now going to be doing exactly the same on here as I was on the other one. As you can see, it has thickened up quite a bit because this isn't spreading out as much as it did on the other one. So it's definitely thickened up, because these two, it really did just spread out and do that whole moving around thing. Again, I'm putting quite a bit in because this is a big mold and it's got quite a high volume. There's 300 millilitres of resin in here. Love that pattern it makes. Oh, I'm going to put a bit more red here. Okay, I think that's going to be enough. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that to settle in and sink in for 10 minutes. And then I'm going to go around and twist it in exactly the same way as I twisted these. And then I'll leave them to cure. Once they're cured, we can undo them and we can see which ones worked or if any of them have worked. Well, these are all cured now, and as I said, these ones took 48 hours to cure. I'm going to start with the deep pour that I let sit for 8 hours before I put anything in it. Now, you can see there is a bit more distinction in that one, but that doesn't mean anything. And I'm hoping this does work or give some sort of result, because so many people out there said it's never going to work. It's never going to work. You can't do it. I don't think it's going to give the same effect as you get it in a shallow pour. But if it gives a nice effect, that's all that matters. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Well, I don't mind it. I think maybe I mixed it too much. And I think perhaps I should have used a little bit less of the actual ink, but it's giving a nice look to it. Oh, actually, it looks beautiful lit up. Look at that. Oh, look at. Is my camera doing this justice, or is it too bright? Look at the back of that. I really like that, the way that that's waving around in there. So that's the 8 hour one. This is the one where we put it in straight away. Maybe I didn't need to use quite as much. I perhaps went overboard a little bit because of it being a deeper, thicker mould. Oh, this is pretty. Oh, look at that, where the silver is splayed out on the top. Oh, I think I prefer that one. And that's what that looks like lit up. There's not much negative space in there, but I do really like that. I love how that's happened. Oh, I really like that. Compared to that one, where there's a lot more negative space in that, so it didn't mix in as much. And this is the one where we used just 1-to-1 resin and pushed it to its limits of the depth that we would go. I love that. Well, that has come out really, really, really pretty. I don't know if the camera's doing it any justice, but that is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yes, very pleased with that indeed. I'm really happy with the way that's come out. In fact, all three of them, I think, have come out really, really well. So pleased I put the metallic colours in there. I didn't put too much in, but the metallic is showing up so well in there. That one, I absolutely adore how that's come out. I'm really pleased. I think they would sell exceptionally well. So, for all those people that thought it wouldn't work, it has worked. It hasn't given a Petri effect, but I wasn't expecting it to. But it has given a lovely finish to it. Let me know in the comments if you've used alcohol inks in deep pour and the sort of results you've had. Check out the video I've got coming up next. This is where I finally learn how to use alcohol inks in shallow moulds properly. I think you'll enjoy that one. Boot the like button, hit the subscribe button, but most of all, enjoy your resin. Take care. Bye. So if you're looking to see what comes in my kit, you get this extra large mat like this, and that's the size of the one I'm working on here. It is colossal. You get several pairs of nitrile gloves, always handy. You get pipettes as well. Love these pipettes. As you know, I use them a lot. You get 3 stirrers. You get one of these little silicone brushes, which are great. You also get, so it's never ending. On top of that, you get these, which have seen me use lots of times. It's great for removing bubbles and doesn't damage any of your moulds. You get some of these nice little small measuring cups, ideal for colours, and you get 4 of those. You also get 2 of these smaller mixing cups and 2 of these larger mixing silicone jugs, and they're good quality silicone and all the measurements are accurate, which is really, really important on all of them. And we're not making any money on this really. It's just a way of us being able to provide anybody that wants to get on with resin and have good quality tools with the tools that they need. I'm sorry if it keeps going out of stock, but keep an eye out. It does get put back into stock really, really quickly. But the reason it's going out of stock is because it's such great value for money. I can't get it all back in the box. There's so much of it. And I love this big jug. It really does make a lot of resin in there and can save you a great deal of time as well. And it's nice and open, so it's easy to mix. Now, with all silicone, remember to clean it out. Don't leave your resin in there to cure up and that, because it will dry your silicone out and it will make your silicone moulds brittle. And wipe your mats over as well once you're finished with them, and you'll get a lot longer life out of your mats. Again, links in the description of this video.